Okay, first half of class we'll be focusing on different kicks that we utilize in ETS Silat, and also some kick drills you can do with your partner. If you don't have a partner, then if you have your wooden dummy, you can practice on the wooden dummy. If you have a heavy bag set up in your training space, then use your heavy bag set up in your training space. If you don't have either of those, you can use a palm tree if you live in South Florida, or you can utilize the air. All right, just kick in front of you and visualize multiple opponents in front of you. All right, first kick we'll go over is going to be just the straight kick, the front kick right in front of you. All right, this kick is done by, we have three different methods of utilizing this kick. We have the ball of the foot, the heel of the foot, where we actually drive in with the heel, and then where we actually make contact and we push in to the bladder with the toes like this. So it's almost like once. So I'll just show what they look like real quick. So if I'm doing the ball of the foot, it's here. If I'm doing the heel, it's here. If I'm doing the cat scratch or it's a penetrating kick. So what's that? Like a shove kick? Yeah, it's almost, I mean, I guess you can call that, or just a penetrating kick where you make this and you have a secondary strike in between. So when I make the contact here, I push forward with the toes. So it happens all at once. So once I make contact, boom, and I push in. And again, I'm focusing on, when I'm doing these kicks, my hands are up. My hands are up. I'm here, my hands are up, right here, okay? And we'll talk, when we get into the drill portion of it, we'll talk about, different points on the body that you can strike and kick. And also depending on whether you're wearing shoes. I know in South Florida, in Florida in general, or warm states, people are using, their everyday wear is flip-flops. I don't leave the house in flip-flops. I always wear shoes for the simple fact that if something does go down, I'm not going to have to worry about cutting up my feet on the pavement, or stepping on glass, or stepping on a nail, or stepping on this, that, little rocks. You do that, you're out of commission. All right, so we just warmed up with the front kick, but this is how this is going to work. So we're just going to stand in our upright kuda like this, and we're going to work heel, heel. Okay, then we'll work ball. So when I do the ball kick, your toes have to curl up. So even when you're wearing shoes, still practice the same method of curling the toes up where the ball of the foot is exposed. All right. So again, we're here, we're in the upright kuda, ball, ball. Then we do cat scratch, ball, push, ball, push. So side view, ball, push, ball, push. All right. So once you get, like, it's an awkward kick, and I don't know of many systems that actually use it, but it's also good. Like if you get stuck in a pinch and you're on like the ground or something, and they come in on top of you, like for instance, like say somehow he punches in, I end up going to the ground. Now he comes in a lunge in at me, like maybe to like kind of grab me or grapple me. Here's where I stop it with my foot here, and I actually push and use that cat scratch there. I would like to try, if at all possible, to make it to the bladder. If I can encroach the bladder and I apply that pressure to the bladder, now you're going to cause a lot more damage to your opponent. But it's a good way to stop somebody coming in at you, right? It's just quick. Stop them, push, and then follow up with strikes after that. All right. So that's one method of using it. We don't need to use our kicks upright. You need to know how to kick from the ground, from supine or being on your butt or whatever. Okay. You never know when you're going to need to do it. All right. We're here. So heel or full flat of the foot. Ball, Now cat scratch. So it's almost as soon as you make impact, you push. As soon as you make push. All right? So when you're training this at home or you don't have like a partner, remember, when you're kicking in front of you, you're not kicking off to the side. You're kicking straight in front of you. Your opponent is situated in front of you. So you need to make sure that, because the visualization is huge. If you don't visualize, you can't, you're basically selling yourself short. When the opponent is in front of you, the opponent's here, I kick. Opponent's here, I kick. Maybe he's here, I kick. Or maybe he's over here, I kick. Or I come off this back leg and I kick. Okay? So again, there's a couple ways you can utilize it. If I have my lead leg forward now, I can come off the back leg. Because remember, we were just practicing out of this Kuda position. That's all this was just practice to get used to doing the 3 different impacts of the kick. Then we can work off the front leg and back leg. So if I'm in my fighting stance here, somebody's here, I can kick here. So I'm here. I can even do what we call a replacement step where I come up here and I kick. So if I have to gain distance, I'm here and I kick. Okay? If you see it from the side view, I'm here, kick. And this is off the lead leg, kick. You can also add this little stomp to it. When you add that stomp to the ground or Mother Earth, now you're getting more power with the kick as you stomp and make impact. It's just like when I punch somebody, I just punch like this, or I punch with all my body and I stomp as I punch. You get that much more power behind it, your strike. All right? So again, lead leg, I'm here. So I can do the ripper, parry, or I can just keep my hands up like this and just work like this. So my hands come back and I'm here. Switch sides, here. Switch sides. Now I go off my back leg, kick. Now I can work my ripper and I come here. Okay, so the hand up here or here really doesn't make a difference as long as you have a high-low positioning. And I come here, or it's here, boom. Come to the other side, backhand. And again, you don't have to keep the kick at this level. If you think about, and this will make a little bit more sense when we actually play with an opponent in front of you. Think about if you break a person down into 3. 1, so head, torso, lower half. So if you think about where the joints are, here's 1 section, and 2 section is here, and 3 is a separate section. We don't favor a kick into the face unless you're on the ground. I'm not going to do a high kick on somebody and leave myself vulnerable for somebody to take me down, right? So I want to make sure all my kicks, me personally, and the way we do in our particular Silat system is all these kicks are usually centered waist section, maybe chest area at the most. When they're on the ground is when we'll utilize kick into the face. All right, just think about how you're so exposed with that supporting leg when you do a high kick. So, and also if they grab your kick, that's a whole nother story. If they grab it as you're doing a high kick, the chances of you rolling out are a little bit more difficult, as opposed to if I kick him at a midsection, now I can kind of just like actually flow with my kick and drive my weight into it to escape the grab, if that makes sense. All right, so here's what we'll practice next. So we're here, we're gonna go right. So to make it a rule of thumb, just to make it easy with the ripper parry, remember, this is the ripper parry. Here or here. Shoulder comes up, this protects the neck. So to make it easy, lead hand, lead leg. The lead hand comes down to protect groin. The backhand will come to protect the neck this way, with the shoulder, or face like this, palm out. So I'm here, here, kick. Now the lead leg. kick, kick. I switch sides. Here, I'll go off the lead leg this time, kick, kick, or keep it here, kick, down, kick. All right, and I switch. Now I can add that replacement step to it as well, where I'm here, kick, back, back, back. Switch sides. I'm here, drop, back, here, back, here, back. All right, so those will be the different variations that you can train that kick. Next thing we're gonna work now is focusing these kicks on an opponent. So if you're at home, again, find something that you can use as a reference point for your kick. All right? So let me borrow Guy. So Guy will be here. First thing we're gonna do is he's just gonna face off like, actually, you know what? Left leg forward. I'll show this way. So we're gonna be here. I want the kicks to vary up the body. So I might start with, I'm here, here, maybe the leg, maybe the stomach, where I'm using the ball of my foot, right here, flat of my foot. Maybe I go low towards the ankle, and I go ball of my foot right to the ankle, bang. So I'll be here. Again, this leaves me with, this is all covered. So as soon as I strike in down here, now I'm covered, right? I can flow with punches from there. I can get out of the way. I can flank, okay? So here's how this particular drill works. Now I'm here, I kick. Then Guy kicks. Then I kick. I can go to the back leg. Exactly. So I can attack that back leg there. Okay, and then you go, and we switch. And I go low, back. All right, so that's gonna be the drill, 1 for 1. Okay, next thing. We're gonna build upon this kick now. All right, so if I have Guy here, so what's gonna happen is just slow. It doesn't need to be like, remember, we have to train this stuff slow first. We can't start with going full throttle, or else it's gonna be crappy technique. So we need to make sure we have that crawl, walk, run approach where we go slow, then we step it up a little bit, and we go try to go full speed. All right, so what's gonna happen is when he's gonna punch in like this. All right, so he punches in, I'm getting this out of the way. So I'm gonna get it, I'm here, here's my draw. So I'm here, draw, kick to the midsection or sciatic nerve. So I'm here, look how my draw stance is, I'm like this. All right, so when I'm in this position, I get out of the way. So here, here, kick. Then I go to the left side. So I'm here. So you're punching the other side. So he comes in, 1. Actually, I'm facing, sorry, left leg forward. So I'm here, here, punch in, 1. Then I kick. Then I'm here. So 2 ways I can do this. Remember we worked out earlier where I did Kudakiri, Kudakannan? So I can be in my Kudakiri here. He punches in right, out of the way, kick. Now I'm left. He punches in, 1, kick, or kick. All right, we'll do the left one more time. Comes in, 1, kick. And even if he pulls back the punch, which that's what's going to happen, I'm here, he pulls back, I'm still kicking. 1, kicking. All right, so again, I'm in this position, 1, boom. I'm here, 1, boom. You can also add, so I'm just doing an open palm strike just to get the punch out of the way. He comes in, I can add this strike with attacking like this with my fist. All right, so if I'm here, I go 1, 2. If I can get the grab, that's even better. So I'm here, so I can grab, and now that makes the kick that much more powerful when I come in. I'm here, and even if he comes firing in with that other punch, I can push this up to kind of block the punch, okay? But
messed up back like mine, that riches your back is double.
Yeah, so if you got a busted up back, all right, so again, I'll get from this side here. I'm in this position, angle out of the way, kick. And then one more time on that side. If I add that punch, I can punch like this and then kick. Now, if I go to the other side, 1, kick. Again, with the punch here, then kick. Now, again, I can vary the kick. Now, he's not going to leave that punch out, obviously, but just for purposes of showing the technique, you have to do it, okay? Again, if he leaves it, if he draws back that punch, boom, he draws back, I'm here. Now I can start firing in with different kicks, right? So I can lead in, here, kick, boom. Now I can punch in like, or kick in like that, if that makes sense. Let me explain this parry or this punch defense in a little bit more detail. Let me borrow somebody. All right, so he faces me off. So when I'm facing him off, if I'm facing him here like this is my lead hand's out, my backhand is back, so my right lead is out, my left is back. But what I'm doing is I'm reversing it. I'm doing this. My right lead is in towards my body, curled up like this. So when he punches in, go slow so I can show it. So it snaps like this. So when a punch comes in, I snap. And I'm striking with this portion of my wrist. That's why when we were doing earlier with these different warm-ups of strengthening the wrists on the ground and flexibility and whatnot, this is where this all comes into play. So I'm here. So strike, then I kick. Now when I add that punch to it with the parry, now I get that snap with the punch. So if I'm like this, I'm snapping like this. So I'm moving and I'm snapping with that punch right here. Bang. If it's with the parry with the wrist, it's this. This. If I'm on this side, it's this. This. Or if I'm adding that punch to it, it's here. Back. All right? So that is a little bit more detail of how we do that parry. Okay? If you look at it, if you kind of think of it as like a corkscrew, it's almost like if we're doing a backhand speed punch where we're actually punching and we do this twist at the end, it's almost the reverse. So if you can think of it as a corkscrew and the power lies in the snap and the twist when you make impact on the bone. And on the body, if he's here, hold your fist out. When I strike, I'm impaling right here, so it's this. And then when it's coupled together with the slap, now I'm there. Because now it allows you to, as soon as I get out of the way, here, this is already in play. So I don't need to do anything else fancy. He punches in, I get this out of the way, and I go right to that punch, and I go to that punch there, maybe go right there. Everything's just setting you up for success, okay? Play with that for a minute, work that little snap, that corkscrew movement, and feel where the power lies in that. Next kick is gonna be the Saber kick. So this would be our kick where we use our shin for the strike. All right, so it's good. It's a little different than what you might see in traditional like Muay Thai type of arts and whatnot, where they utilize like kicking up here. We're now destroying down here on the bottom part of the leg. However, that doesn't mean that we can't land kicks up here either, but for this particular kick, we're gonna be here. It's gonna be off the back leg, and it's gonna come this way. So if you can visualize when you're kicking, this the right foot turns, kick. So we're here, and this hand protects, kick. I go to the other side, I'm here, protect, kick. Kick. Another way you can add a shield or protection would be if I'm coming this way, I'm gonna go with my elbow up. This is here, and I'm kicking. So I'll go. Now I'm completely covered for counter strikes up high. I might take some hits to my hand and my arm, but I'd rather take hits to my hand and my arm than my face. Okay, so the first one was I'm facing here, I turn, kick. And then I can plant my foot down, or I can turn, kick, and bring it back so we can work like the balance of the kick, kicking and retracting back. If I'm going on my left side, left is forward now. This comes here, I turn, kick. Here. So, watch. Somebody put a leg forward. All right. So the way this kick works, if I'm facing here and I go to turn this way, I'm driving here. So it's driving down low. I'll try to hold you as balance. So I'm coming here. So you can either kind of bend your foot like this, so you fully expose that shin bone when you're kicking. So I can be here, or I can just drive it in. And also what the beauty of this kick is, this allows you to get into a close range with a strike involved. Meaning with a strike on my lower half of my body. This is gonna be impaling as I come in and protecting myself. So if I'm in this position here, I'm coming in, I'm giving the side of my body, so if she does fire in with the punches, I'm protected. Right? Even if I'm here and she punches in and I get this out of the way and I drive in with that kick. But I'm driving like I'm destroying that leg. I'm visualizing this kicking through the body. But for the sake of not crippling her, we have to be nice to each other, unfortunately. But there's drills that we can do for conditioning, for making these shins strong, which I will go over here in a minute. But for now, let's work the kick in the air and get the motion down, get the body mechanics down. You understand where you're kicking. You're landing with this part of your shin. I'm not kicking with this where my shin and foot meet. I'm not kicking in there. I'm kicking right above it. All right?
You do it on me.
Yeah, I can do it on you. Are you asking me to do it hard?
Yeah,
Like so you feel it.
Yeah.
Put your leg forward.
Be specific.
So his legs forward. I'm in this position here. I drive in. All right. If I'm here, you drive. See how that takes him right out? All right. But to practice it, you put that leg forward. I'm here. Boom. Drive in. I'm here. Boom. Drive in. Now this is all open. All right. All good flow for your counters. All right. Good job. So again, right foot forward, C-cop, slightly turn the right foot, kick, and bring it back. I'll go again, slightly turn, kick, and bring it back. So I'll do 2 of those, and then I'll go here, I'll slightly turn, and then follow through with it. So I'll come here, drive through with it. Then I switch sides here. I'm on this side now. Now I'm going this way. So I go this way, kick, and draw back. Here, kick, draw back, and draw back. So you notice it's on a low plane. So if you look at like the triangle footwork, if you look at the angle, let's see which would be the best way to show this so you can see it on the camera. You can probably see it right here. So if you look at the triangle, right? Because our footwork platforms are based off of squares, triangles, different geometric shapes, right? So if I'm here, my opponent's here. If you look, there's my kick. So I follow this line like this. So that's how you know that you're following that line of the triangle with that kick. All right. So if you have like a training area at home where you can put some painter's tape down, or if you have a gym training room where you have mats and you want to put something more permanent down, you can put the duct tape with the color and do it that way as well. You can also have like a mat, like an 8x8 mat that you can put your geometric shapes on there and roll it back up when you're done training. Like if you don't want to like leave it out or whatnot. So there's many options. You just have to kind of think outside the box a little bit. All right, so let's play with that kick. Give it about, what I like to do is I like to do 10 times per side, and also play with the elbow shield as I do that kick. So if I'm going off my right, I'm here, bang. I'm here, this is my lead hand. My lead hand comes down. I go to my elbow, I turn, I kick. I'm on the other side. I'm here. Lead hand comes down. I go to my elbow, I turn, kick, and bring it back. If I'm following through with it, I'm here, I turn, kick, drive down. I'm going on the other side here, kick, and drive down. Okay. Next step of drilling this kick. Here's the thing with kicks. You need to drill these things until it's stupid boring. They need to be second nature. They need to be perfect. They need to be pinpoint strikes. If you just throw a kick to throw a kick, that's when you get injured. Whether you meet a knee, you meet a fist, you hit the bone on somebody by accident with the bone, if you hit the bone here on the flat of your foot, on the top of your foot, you're breaking your foot, or you're getting a really, really bad bruise. The kicks have to be pinpointed, and that's why we actually have a partner in front of us and we drill these kicks. So the way I'm going to work this drilling of the kick, I have my right leg forward, he has his right leg forward. I'm going to face him off. I'm going to turn, kick, and then I give him my leg. And you want him to have a little oomph behind it. I mean, you don't want it to the point where he's going to break your damn leg, but he needs to feel it and you need to feel it. Okay, what I like to do is if my leg's straight like this, if I'm training with my legs straight, now I'm going to run into issues where he could hyperextend my knee and now I have a injury I'm dealing with. So yeah, have a little bend with it. And the other caveat or counter to this, if he is coming with that kick, I'm actually driving like this. So I'll still take a kick, I'll still take it, but it'll be past almost the apex of where the power is of that kick. Remember, because the power is like, once it goes past a certain point, the power lessens, right? Okay, so we face each other off, we're here, I go, now if I'm working my elbow block here, I come in, I'm here, bang, I drive in. Then we switch. Good. So I feel it, he feels it, and it makes you feel alive. All right. It's a beautiful thing. Now imagine you're putting full power to it.
At the same time.
Yeah, you're conditioning because you're not going super hard, but so the shins on a lot of people are probably one of the most sensitive areas to condition. And when I'm done showing all the little techniques that we're going to go over, or drills for drilling this kick, I'll show you a couple different methods that I use for my shin conditioning. And you'll find that shin conditioning is probably one of the most painful things you'll do. The forearms are easy. The shins are not easy. All right. Partner up. Let's work it. 1 for 1. You get one, do 5 aside and switch. Okay, now let's add kind of like a technique that we can train to practice this kick, going from like a longer range, attacking a punch, and then setting yourself up for the kick. All right, so we got a guy coming in. So I'll be facing him off like this. All right, so when he punches in, I'm gonna get this out of the way here. All right, so it's a straight punch. So what I'm doing is I'm parrying this way, and then I'm gonna turn. All right, so I go 1, 2, and then I'm set up now for the kick. I bring this elbow to my head here to protect, hand to head, and I drive in with that kick. And the follow-ups from there, obviously, there's many different follow-ups we can do, but I want to at least get this first part. Just think of it as like a chess move. Again, we have to train this over and over so it becomes a natural instinct. But the initial is I'm going to be here. He comes in, 1, 2. And now I'm poised for this backhand punch. Backhand punch, maybe here, here. Then I can just work on flowing around the whole body. But if he throws in that left, I'm here. 1, turn, kick. Now if he pulls back, I'm here. 1, 2, boom. Now I'm here. This is already protecting my head as I come in. So this is already protected. Okay, so again, if I'm here, 1, he pulls back. So one more time, he comes in. 1, pulls back. I'm coming here. Here's my entry, and I'm protected. This is striking down low, maybe up high. All right, so again, if we turn from this side, I'm facing this way. 1, 2, pulls back, bang. This is protecting here. And now I'm or I just come this way. Okay? You can just see it. Borrow Nico, because he likes pain. All right, I face him off. I'm here. He punches in. I go 1, 2, right? So it's one move. 1, 2. So here, now this clears. See how this clears this area? So if I'm here, 1, 2, 2. Punch, punch. All right. Puts the other leg. Huh?
Stood my ground.
Yeah, he did. So we're here. 1, 2. See here, here, here. Boom. Coming in. Can take him down this way. Now I have this. There's my break here. Or if I can come under this way. So I take the foot, I put it under my arm this way, and now I have the break here. This sucks. Well, I don't want to break your foot, man. I know you want to be a tough guy.
You don't talk. You think you're kosher.
So again, if you get a little follow-up, if you do get this, so if I'm here, he comes in, 1, 2. Again, he comes in, 1, 2, here, bang. Come here, here. Now I pull this way. Or this way. Here's my break this way. Or wrap it. Wrap it that way. So I'll wrap it here. Now, yeah, so you have to kind of come back on the foot a little bit. And now I have it here. So I clasp my hands and I pull back. All right. The parry in a little bit more detail.
It's like a feet.
When I'm here, this is here first. And then turns. You don't really need to add this secondary in here. Because really all you're worrying about is this, getting it out of the way. Because I want it, so the initial here, I'm striking here with this portion of my wrist. And again, that falls back into the earlier part of the class where we're strengthening our wrists, bending them, and getting them nice and strong for these strikes with the wrist. Okay? But when that punch come in, think of this as a strike and then turning to add that little stability with the check. Right? And even if he's pulling back, if I'm here, this follows the arm back. But now I miss my opportunity for that kick. So what would happen if I'm here and he starts walking back, now I'm driving in with this kick here. Then I can work that kick from there. Right? So he comes in, I'm going 1, 2, kick, follow there. The takedown, you might not be set up appropriate to do that. But just in case you do find yourself in that situation and you can pull it off, then you want to do it. But the initial I want to see is getting this out of the way here. So again, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, kick, punch. Another option you can play with, you borrow you, Gumby. All right, so say he's not facing me with his right leg. All right, so put your left leg forward. But I'm still in this position here. All right, so now, what do I do? So if I'm here, now he decides to punch in from here, right? But he's stepping in with the left, right? And punching with the left. I'm out of the way here. Now I'm coming in down low here. Right? So I'll come in down low to the body. If he's just standing like this and we're moving here, I'm coming here to the body, to the inside of the leg. Now with this one, you have to be careful. You have to make sure that you attack, try to refrain from bone against bone. Try to go to aim for that inside of the leg where the calf is, where that calf muscle is. All right? And this one doesn't feel good.
Yeah, that does not feel good.
No.
So that's part of the training.
But that's why we train and we strengthen our shins, which let's go over that real quick while we have a free moment. All right, so we face your back, right leg back. We step forward together. So this is the first training method. Step forward together. Shin on shin. So go back. So we're here. Don't be scared. Shin on shin. Here.
Are you doing chin?
Switch sides.
Doing
Shin on shin.
low chin.
Sit on
Yeah,
shin.
come in again. Come on, buddy.
He knows
Easy.
he's hurting already.
Yeah.
We're here.
I'm not putting that foot up there.
Come on, guy. Give this guy a break.
He can say it hurts, man.
Baby girl's hurting.
Ouch.
So yeah, we're here, and it doesn't have to be like super hard. It's just we step in, boom. Now we switch sides. We step in, boom. We switch sides. We step in, boom. Switch sides. We step in, boom. So I don't want to kill everybody, but that's methodology number 1 to train these shins to be strong. All right. Method number 2. All right. So that's if we have a training partner that's not scared to bang shins. Again, the shins are the most sensitive spot on most people, as you can see with these guys. They suck. All right. The next option that you can utilize.
Your coconut. What's your coconut?
No, that'll be the last. If you have a bamboo stick, you can just sit down on the ground. Here, there's a couple different methods we can do for that. We can do the rolling method where we're just rolling the shins. Now you can start slow. It doesn't have to be crazy hard, but so when you're like initially starting out, you just start slow. You're here, right? Then you can initially go stronger, harder. Remember, crawl, walk, run. And then we have the raking method where we just.
Let's do it apartment too. Remember the accountant? First movie, the accountant?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was doing that. He was doing this one. Then you have this method here where you can do the tapping method. And then, so that's a couple of options you have with strengthening the shins. This is something, the shin strengthening is something that I would do on a 3-day schedule. A Monday, a Wednesday, a Friday. That way you have time in between to kind of rehabilitate or strengthen back up or heal what you've already, the little microfiber tears that you've caused. The other option, and my favorite option, is again,
Florida, coconut.
if you live in South Florida or some parts of Central Florida, not so much in North Florida, we have coconuts. There's a couple of methods you can do. One method would be if I have a partner that can hold the coconut like this. So make it like low enough where I'm gonna kick, I'm gonna kick up. So if he's here, right, I'll just work on start slow, right? And work on kicking the coconut. So it's here. You get a side view, like the stand in front. Yeah, there you go. So I'm here. Right? Now, that is one of my favorites because now you have to commit and you got to kick it and you got to suck it up, Buttercup, and feel that pain.
Does it
right?
have a little cushion?
No, there's no cushion. That's as hard as a rock, that one. So each coconut is different. Some coconuts
Not a
are,
green one has a cushion.
yeah. The green ones, you have a little bit of a cushion. But these right here, I mean, you can see the redness. I'm not faking it. And then the other option that you can utilize if you don't have like a partner or a spouse to hold your coconut for you, right? Then you got to work on your own, and then that's where we get into the medieval training, where I'll hold the coconut and I'll just send it, and I'll work on. Maybe you start slow because if you go too hard, now you're gonna hurt yourself. But then you eventually want to actually utilize it, cause pain, right? And then you just do it until you shred these things up. Go find another coconut. It's free. That's my favorite. You don't have to pay for it, man.
Drink the juice
Right?
first and let it drop.
When I was in Indonesia, they grabbed one of my teachers grabbed green coconuts, and my buddy and I had to, because they're all about the forearm, because that's the other thing that we do, the forearm conditioning, and that's the same thing. We beat the hell out of these things with our forearms to make them strong, and that's chamandi, right? But we had to take green coconuts and we had to smash them until they were split in half. So talk about like bruising. Yeah. And then we had to hit each other, do our forearm drills and stuff too, and it sucked. So those are a couple different methods of conditioning. One of the best is obviously utilizing a partner, because now you both feel the pain at the same time. All right. Did we do the follow-up yet with that technique? All right, so the follow-up technique, so we can do that one follow-up technique. So let's just say he comes with that same punch. So I'll get this out of the way. I'm here, right? I'll work here, and I'll follow through with that elbow. All right? So you can do two elbows, actually. So I can go 1, 2, follow through, follow through. So I'll just cut through this way, and then immediately come to here. So I cut through this way, and then this hand turns this way. So it would look like from a front perspective, maybe this like a side angle here. Yeah, so he comes in, I'm 1, I get this out of the way, I strike, drive through, and then drive through. And if that doesn't work, come back up, punch, and obviously we're moving around the body here. So I'm not gonna stay there for very long. Remember, all this is doing is this is just setting me up here. Bang, boom, pop, pop, pop. Mike, come back out, pop, and work these kicks. Boom, and I'm here. And I might work my side kicks. But, yeah. So anyway, we keep flowing, and he's another Silat guy. So if it's a lame person, it's no big deal. If it's an MMA fighter, I had the latest comment. I showed my palm up, palm down, the beginning movement of how to understand our movement. And the latest comment was a beginner MMA student would take you and your whole crew out. I said, okay, that's cool. Whatever. It is what it is. At this point, I don't even care with these guys. It's an ego thing. We don't have egos. We train for survival. We don't train for sport. So anyhow, these people just make themselves look like a bunch of knuckleheads. Be humble. You all right, homie? You got another. You got another hand.
Take one of those kicks in hand, break your finger.
Yeah. Be careful of those sons of bitches. All right. Again, so in the air, if I'm practicing this at home, right? Again, the visualization, that punch is coming in. I get out of the way here. I turn. Saber kick. Follow through with that elbow. That other elbow, and get out of that position where you're at. Because what's going to happen is, once you land that kick, he's either going to step forward this way or he's going to step back away from it. That's if he's still standing and he's still able to, to deal with the pain or whatever you inflict, how hard you actually kick. So, but that's also dependent on your shins. You got to strengthen those puppies up. All right, let's kind of explain this footwork a little bit better. If the two options the first option I gave you was where I'm in this kuda-kiri like this, and then I'm able to flank out of the way here, and then kick, right? What if I'm facing them this way? If I'm facing them this way, all I'm doing is I'm stepping this way. So if I'm here, I move my head out of the way, and then I kick, punch, or I drive through that elbow. Okay, so if I get it from this angle here, I face him this way, I'm here, I step out of the way, right? All I'm doing, this. Okay, then I immediately kick, drive. If his head is out of the way, shoulder. I'm going right to the scapula. Bang, blast the back of that scapula, and you break that scapula. Nasty spot to hit somebody. So that's one option if he does take that head out of the way. Okay? So if I'm facing here, I'm here. Elbow. All right, give him a break. All right, so listen.
I mean, it's good for action. I mean, really in a fight, yeah, it's kicking the air.
Yeah, but it's not enough to train.
Okay. We only went over 2 kicks, but you can see that there's a lot of juice behind these 2 kicks. So what you want to kind of do from here on out is, obviously now you got the breakdown. Okay, I'm going to work my front kick here, right? I'm going to work right and left side, front. Then I have my saber kick where I can work it off, or I have my front kick where I can work off the lead leg. I have my front kick where I can work off the back leg. And lead leg, back leg, right? Then I have my saber kick where I can work off of the back leg. Obviously, the front leg is going to be, you can do it as like a setup and then follow through with your back kick. So that leads me to the next portion of what you guys need to start training is, once you have just these 2 kicks, now you can work on just your basic movement here, maybe the palm up, palm down that I showed you guys, and then working your front kick. And then from here, working your saber kick, maybe front saber, and just flowing, moving around. There's an opponent here. I get this out of the way. I kick, and then I throw my saber kick in. Here's my opponent. I kick, and my hands are always moving. Kick. Maybe I work off my lead here. Maybe my back, punch, saber, punch, front kick. Going slow, controlled, going behind here, kick. Then we work on, from there, then I have an opponent, and we just slowly move around. I kick, and I punch into you, boom, kick. Well, then you would throw your front kick, then your saber kick, flowing, right? And then we move back around. I'm here. I may work here, low kick, punch. Then I come into you, bang. Then you kick, yeah, right? Kick, here. And I punch into you, bang. And then move, just move, don't take it, right? We're just strictly working. And we're not even playing with any other kicks. We're working on utilizing these kicks. So you throw some kicks in. And remember, so be careful how he comes in of dropping the hands. But I'm just working that setup here. Boom, I might come down there. I might work that lead leg here. Maybe going to here. There you go, exactly. And if he lands the kick, at this point, you let him land it. Who cares? He can land it because I'm practicing. This is where we want to get used to taking these kicks, these hits. Then we just flow. We work on firing our punches. But we were just utilizing these two kicks, and that was it. So imagine all the other kicks that we play with, all the other strikes we play with. You know, it all works together. Homework for training. Work the kicks separate. Work the kicks in the drill. If you have a partner, utilize the drill. Practice some of the techniques with visualization, visualizing your opponents with you so you can see and feel what's going on. Obviously, you're not going to feel, but you'll see in your mind, parry, a check, strike. You understand? So you'll have that full visualization in your mind. And then work on combinations. Work in your front kick, saber kick. Maybe work in your saber, front, elbow, what we just worked on here. Working your saber kick with your elbow. Follow through, kick as he goes back from you. Maybe you're trying to evade the kick. So we just play with it. And again, visualization is key. That's tonight's ETS Silat class. Enjoy it.